touch Syrous in those days. Syrous deserves the accolades, in my opinion, that they've gotten, because they really pushed the boundaries, man. They set the standards.
Syrous, when they first brought Kenny Ken, the flyer had a Terminator on it. The first Freakin', I remember Navi, who's a good friend of mine, was emceeing. Mixmaster Mike was in that room. That was, for me, up there. The first time they did it was Syrous, Pleasure Force, I think it was the Lucky Spin Party. That has to be in my top 5.
DJ Hype, Syrous, 5-year anniversary.
The first time I really got sparked on drum and bass, I got handed a flyer, and the flyer had just the head of the Terminator 2 robot. And it was a party called Judgment Day by a newer company called Syrous. I think it was their second event.
Chris Smart was doing it. I think he did the first party kind of on his own, or he had somebody else involved, and then Robbie and Vito got involved on the second Syrous show, which turned out to be Judgment Day. Kenny Ken, you know, that was the landmark drum and bass show. You know, I had a tape that was selling in Ecstatic. Then Robbie and Vito worked there, and they always thought that Mystical Influence was a guy from the UK because there was tunes on the tape that nobody else had. But we had a connection, like, you know, our dad worked for Air Canada, so we would fly over to London and get the tunes because we couldn't buy anything at Play D because they only got a couple copies and they were gone. So we were like, the hell with it, we're going straight to the source, getting music. So I walked in there one day, mentioned that was my tape. Robbie and Vito were like, oh my God, we do this company called Syrous, we want you guys involved. I was like, yeah, my brother, he's a DJ. The first time I met, like, so they were bringing Kenny over. Robbie was like, oh, why don't you go over to England, meet up with Kenny, and like just get him comfortable coming over to Canada. You know, we just want him to know somebody and be comfortable with it. So I went over, ended up staying at his place, like, you know, and that's how that was sort of our connection. Like we would go over to England, make the connections with all the DJs, get them in touch with Robbie and Chris and Vito, and set up the bookings. Like it was Chris and Robbie really were the guys involved with doing the venues and stuff.
Syrous was the epitome of quality. It was the epitome of unique. They had incredible venues all the time, different venues usually, monstrous sound system and production. I think that was extremely important.
Well, the publicity, you know what I mean? When they started getting that big, publicity, so then people started to take notice, cops, the city, stuff like that. You know,
the cops were all on our side really at the beginning.
Well, as long as you were paying them, they were cool. You know, like
it wasn't until Mel Lastman kind of came in.
Yeah, like
the one who really,
you know, the logistics changed after that. You couldn't just find a warehouse, put some sound in it, and be done with it. You know, well, it got so big so fast that people didn't know how to handle it. You know.
It's on fire tonight.
Hey, 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 hey! Listen how we say. Right, listen when the highway drop and run away.
It's on fire tonight.
I sometimes sing, sometimes chat. Whenever the mic goes like that, pick up the mic, now cut no slack. Tear up the lock, get it put on the back on top, 8 and 9. Jump on the mic and bring crime. Now we're jungle, pick up the running with the time.